Next up, you can't really develop capital markets without the support from the regulator. And the next speaker is Mārtiņš Kazāks, that you all know very well, the governor of Latvia's central bank. Please join me on the stage.
Labrīt. Good to see you all. And I feel that it is a bit like preaching to the converted. I think we think very similarly, and it is a true honor for me to be part of this meeting, because, as the Prime Minister just said, we have by and large all the ecosystem here. We have investors, we have policymakers, we have business leaders, and I think we all share a common conviction, which is that strong capital markets is certainly not a luxury. It is a necessity. Strong capital markets is a necessity for our economies to grow, for our economies and societies to flourish and develop, especially in these very uncertain times that we live in. Stability is not something that we can take for granted, and we see that Russia's brutal war in Ukraine still continues. The global geopolitical power shifts do happen, the trade system is being transformed, and technological developments are fast and pushing lots of pressure onto existing financial systems. So we have to be able to adapt and to move ahead. In such a world, we Europeans, and I would certainly stress we Europeans, it is of course about the Latvian economy, it's about the Baltic economy, but in my view it's a much broader story which is about the whole of Europe. So we Europeans do need tools to bolster our resilience, strengthen our economic growth, and capacity to self-finance our future. And this is precisely what capital markets allow us to do. And our financing needs are immense. Draghi's report puts the additional need at about 800 billion per year till 2030. And these are just most urgent of the needs that we have, starting with defense, energy transition, and all the other things. And it is by no means possible to deliver this size of investment without capital markets. So, given this backdrop, I have three short things to say today, which I think is all about our joint decision-making and cooperation to deliver. So the first one is complementarity. Public funding certainly is critical to drive structural change for Europe and to deliver what the citizens need. But of course it should not be done, and in fact I would say it is impossible to be done by public funding alone. Public funding and private funding are complements, not substitutes. And much more of our private sector wealth, and we are rich, but we do not invest in Europe. So more of our private sector wealth must be invested here in Europe into productive European investment alongside public funding. So complementarity, importance of private sector wealth and investment is immense, and it needs to be unlocked. Second, scale. We must deliver a fully operational savings and investments union as soon as possible. We need true single market in financial services. So we need to reduce hedges, fences, or whatever we may call the barriers that we have built ourselves to open up avenues for growth by reducing fragmentation. And I want to stress that those barriers that we currently have that make the financial markets of Europe fragmented and less efficient and less able to deliver growth are imposed by ourselves. So we have imposed slower growth onto ourselves, and implementing Savings and Investments Union is a way to overcome these problems. So simplification, proportionality, these are the issues that we should not only talk about, but deliver, take decisions that open up the free flow of capital markets. And the third is financial literacy. It's important so that both individuals and corporates, when taking decisions to invest, do take educated decisions, decisions that are good not only today but also tomorrow and long term. So, in terms of the Baltic capital markets, where do we stand? And of course, we have had quite a good run for corporate bond markets. So that is a very good story. For overall capital markets, of course, unfortunately, I have to say, of course, the storyline is still quite weak. The markets are underdeveloped. Equities are still waiting for a good story to be told. And in my view, without well-functioning capital markets, it's impossible to build a strong economy. It's like an athlete competing on low-calorie diet. He or she might hang on for some time, but will never reach the podium. It's like, excuse for the comparison, in my view, it's like, it's not all you need is chicken. An athlete cannot reach the best results by eating just chicken. It needs balanced and nutritious diet to deliver. And similarly, for a dynamic and resilient economy to deliver, it needs not only bank lending, it needs not only corporate bond market, it needs equity financing, it needs strong non-bank financing segment. Here in the Baltics, we have laid much of the groundwork. We have reasonable fiscal policies. We have credible institutions. We have an innovation record that far exceeds our size. Yet, equity and debt markets remain much, much shallower than our economies warrant. Our ecosystem is still evolving, and it deserves a supportive boost from the public sector. And I was very happy to hear the Prime Minister's view and policy decision to move ahead with IPOs of public sector entities. That would provide more liquidity and boost for the activity in the market. So, of course, it will not happen overnight, but with persistence, with regional cooperation and the right policy framework and mindset, and mindset is at the core of all this, we can build a market that is resilient and distinctively Baltic, which is dynamic, which is innovative, open, and responsible. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need your enthusiasm. We need your ambition. We need your ability to cooperate and drive to deliver. Let us cooperate to deliver for our societies. Thank you.